Good morning, everyone. It's Meg. Welcome back to my channel. Just want to do a quick introduction for the video you're about to see. This is going to be a series I started where I make an art piece, drawing, whatever, based on a short story, classic sort of story I read, and then you'll be watching me make the art piece while I tell you the story back like I remember it. But I hope you like it. Leave a comment if you have any stories you want me to try. There'll be more videos like this. Today we're starting with an Edgar Allan Poe story. And So our first story is going to be an Edgar Allan Poe story called The Facts in the Case of M. Valdemar. It's hard not to say Voldemort. So I hope you enjoy, and let me know what you think, and there'll be a couple more videos like these. Maybe I had a lot of there'll be more videos like these. I had a lot of fun making it. So sorry if this is a little weird. It's 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm trying to film this before I go to work. So enjoy, and yeah, thanks. Okay, so I'm gonna tell this story to the best of my memory, essentially what I've made it in my head while I've been thinking about this painting that I did. Okay, so through the last couple years, I've been really into hypnotizing, or mesmerizing as some people call it. And I mesmerized plenty of people. And my friends, strangers, anyone who was interested, got pretty good at it, especially when I got to know the subject. But one thing that I could never do or figure out how to do, but I always wanted to do, was see what happens when you mesmerize someone as they're dying. So what would happen? Because their brain, as I've come to learn, is very clearly somewhere else as this is happening. As you're dying. So this is something I've been thinking about for a while. And finally, I remembered that my friend, we'll just call her Bridget. That my friend Bridget, and then it came to my attention that one of my really old friends, Miss Smith, had taken ill and was most definitely going to die in the next couple months. And Miss Smith had always been really interested in mesmerizing, so I went over to her house and sat down with her, her doctor, and explained what I wanted to do. And to my surprise, they were both down. So for the next couple of months, I visited with Miss Smith and worked on mesmerizing her and really got to know her, and she got very comfortable and very good at being mesmerized. And so that went on for a while, and about 2 months into our working together, I get a call in the middle of the night from her doctor saying to come over right away. Things were not looking good. So I went over, and she was clearly very sick. The time was definitely drawing near, and she was begging me to mesmerize her to get it over with. And I told her no, she still clearly had a good amount of life left in her, so she really needed to wait. I didn't want to do it until the last possible minute. So for the next couple days, either I or her doctor or another one of her friends sat with her to make sure that we were aware right when she was in her last moments. So finally, the time came and I hypnotized her. You could tell her body was in one place and her mind was responsive to me in another. And so I was really excited, and her body was drawing paler and paler, but she was responding to me. So I finally asked her, "Are you alive or dead?" And she said, "I'm trying to die. Let me die." And I said, "Are you alive or dead?" And she said, "I'm trying to die. Let me die." But it was very faint. Only I could hear her. So I decided that I didn't know what to do, but I didn't want to take her out of the mesmerizing state because, to my surprise and happiness, her body was fine. She was still responsive, and while her body was dead, nothing was happening to it. So I decided for the next couple days that we would just leave her in this state. And those days became weeks, those weeks became months, and the whole time her body never changed. And then finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to let her out of the state. So we all gathered around Miss Smith, and I awoke her once again, asking her again what was happening. And she replied in barely a whisper, "I'm dying. I'm dying." And the same thing she said to me months ago. So I began to take her out of the mesmerization. And slowly, her body goes into a rapid state of, oh no, what's that word? It's not a hard word, but I'm just thinking of so many other words. Deterioration. It's not the word, but that's what I meant. And it just turns to sludge, seeping over the bed, never ending, getting quicker and quicker as all the months catch up to her. And she whispers one final time, "I am dead." And suffice it to say, I never mesmerized anyone after that point. So, yeah,